Hi guys, it's Mark from anypond.com, your trusted resource in the UK for ponds and water features. And this video is going to be changing this pond into an amazing patio pond. So this is a patio pond that we sell on the website anypond.com/patio pond. So what's happening here is essentially a case of we've got old tired plants that have been in for a couple of years and the weeds have started to take over. And I've just emulated what would happen if you just allow your pond to go for a while. And I'm shooting some other videos, but I thought I would shoot this long video just so you can see what I'm talking about and how I'd go about this. So the first thing we're doing is we're creating a pond for wildlife. This is a plant-only pond. We're not putting any fish, we're not putting any, creatures in it. So what I want to do is I want to talk about how we turn this into a much better pond. So the first thing I do is basically come and take out these pond plants. It's all moss and weeds essentially. So I'm going to take these out first. This is an old floating island. And the first thing you do is basically remove the old stuff. I'm going to recycle those somewhere else, but we'll take them out for demonstration purposes. The next thing is to remove all of the bits. So what you're doing then is you're basically removing all of the waste. And it could be that you've got loads of roots and sludge at the bottom of the pond. You might bend your net because there was too much sludge in there. But essentially you need to remove all of the waste, going through it to make sure that if there's anything in the net that you want to keep, like snails or anything, then essentially you go through and you look. The first couple of nets I've been filming earlier. If you wanted to do a full drain and clean, certainly it's a case of you could literally tip this out and start again, give it a wash down with tap water or city water. If you've got rainwater, that's what I would be putting in, half and half city and half rainwater. But I'm not too worried because essentially just removing the mechanical, I'd rather save this water because it's nice and mature and we're not going to have any problems. So I'm just making sure that there's nothing in there that I want to keep, chuck it away to waste. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to show you the clarity of this water, and I'm not going to remove this and swap it out. In a couple of weeks I'll show you the clarity of the water again. Yes, I have stirred it up. Yes, a lot of this would settle out, but essentially what I want to do is I want to show you that it's all brown and horrible. We'll have a look at that in a second. I'll put this to one side and you'll see a lot of it will settle out. So this is when I roll my sleeves up. So what we've actually got here is we've got a number of pond plants and I've staged them. So I've created a mini pond in a different setting. So if you can look at the floor here, can you get that in? Yeah. And then you've got this essentially. So what we've got is we've got a pond with some shelves, and I want to talk about the different zones. So if you imagine the water level would be around this sort of like level, what you've got is you've got a number of areas where you want to put the plants. So essentially we've got one shelf or the surface level, which is up here. So this is the top of the water level. We've got one shelf, two shelves, three shelves, and then the bottom. The oxygenators want to go on the bottom. You could put them on with the water lilies, but for the sake of this video, we've got 6 zones. So the first zone is moisture loving. What they don't want is they don't want to be sat in the water. They don't want to be drowning like this. What they want to be doing is they want to sort of like have their toes or the bottom of their feet in water. So essentially, if you think about the top of the pot, they want about that much water. These are bog plants or moisture loving. You could put them in the pond, but then they would be okay at this level. But when this gets filled up, you want them at that level. So you want to put them on a brick or you want to raise them up a little bit. So essentially it's a case of we'll raise those up. You can also put in a stone to create a bit more of a shelf. And essentially it's a case of you just give them a little bit. Yes, we've not got much water in there at the moment. What I don't like is I don't like the pond plant labels. So I remove them. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that the pond plants are repotted, or essentially there's enough room in them for them to grow. I know this one, I'm actually going to remove it and use it somewhere else, but I just thought I'd bring in this as a demonstration because I don't really want bog plants in here. But this is essentially zone 1, and I'll show you the zoning now, what I'm going to be talking about. So if you can see here, so this is zone 1, we're going to go to zone 2 now. So now we come on to zone 2, which are essentially the marginals. What these want is they want water up to the sort of like their, if you think about, if I'm standing in water, you want it up to sort of like your waist. You don't want it too deep. You don't want chest waders, you want thigh waders on. So with a lot of marginals, you don't want the water that much up higher. These ones will actually cope with being completely underneath or for a short period of time. So if a pond floods, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to class these as marginals, but they could go slightly deeper. So essentially up to sort of like waist level. And as you can see, when I go round, it's starting to look a lot better. And as the water level comes up, because we've removed those plants, the water level has gone down. Because I haven't topped this up at all this year, the water is a lot lower. And if you're removing stuff or if you're doing a full drain and clean, you need to know where the water level is. So if you can see this pot, it's never going to get to the top of this, the zone 1 plant. Now we've got zone 2. Zone 3 is a lot deeper. So if you think about on here, so this is the water level. Zone 1 is essentially a case of just their feet. Then zone 2 is up to the sort of like no higher than the soil. Then this one is zone 3. So you can actually have these plants up to 1/3 of their foliage in the water. So these go sort of like around about there-ish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this pot and I'll put it on the stone. The pots don't need to be level. The plants will sort themselves out. And as you can see, I'm shooting this raw. There we go. That's good. Now we move on to zone 4, which are essentially the water lilies. And what these guys want is they want the whole of the pot. So rather than 1/3 of the foliage, they want all of the foliage underneath the water. So this is zone 4 for water lilies. This is a miniature variety or a pygmy lily, so they can go into the patio ponds, no problem. If you haven't got pygmies, small ones up to about 18 inches, you don't want anything bigger than 18 inches. Otherwise, what they'll do is they'll chuck the leaves out of the water and you won't get as many flowers and you'll see a load of the foliage. So this one is zone 4 and it goes underneath again. You can use bricks or plastic pots or something to raise those up. So let's just recap. Zone 1 at the top, zone 2, zone 3 for deep water marginals up to 1/3 of the foliage, zone 4 for lilies. Then we move on to zone 5. And these ones are completely submerged. So you can see these are completely underneath the water, and these are very useful and ensure the water quality is really good because these ones outcompete the green water for food. So you want the submerged oxygenators and make sure that these are fully submerged. What we've got here is we've got a number of different ones. You've got a type of Alodia which comes in a bunch, and you can literally just chuck that in. Actually, I'll dump all of that in. And you've also got hornwort. And these come in convenient containers, and these ones don't have a weight. These are just loose. And sometimes I actually prefer putting in the plants loose because they'll actually sort of like float underneath the surface. And as you can see, putting in all of that water, I like to keep these for another day. If you're coming to Water Garden Weekend, or if you come into any of the events here at Pond College in the Pond Advisor HQ, we can basically prescribe the amount of plants for your particular pond. What you want with the submerged plants is at least 5 bunches, different varieties, because different varieties will grow at different speeds, different seasons. And if you put in the one, blanket weed might come over and take over your oxygenating plants. So having multiple different oxygenated plants in bunches. This particular one, I'm not going to put 5 in, I'm going to put 2 in. You put the hornwort in and you put a lodia in, which is basically a pond weed. I'm also going to put in this potted plant, and there's 3 different types of oxygenator in here, and I'm going to put this on the marginal shelf because, as you can see, these plants want to grow terrestrially. These do not want to be submerged. They're not going to be 100% competing with the green water or the single cell algae for food. These ones still will be removing the nutrients out of the water, and they produce oxygen with the roots and also a little bit of foliage. So these can go the same as zone 3 with the deep water marginals. So these ones I actually prefer to grow them just in shallow water. So I'm going to put them on the edge. So they're going to be slightly lower, I would say sort of like just above the hip, about stomach level. So the oxygenating plants want to go in the deepest area if they're submerged, pond weeds if you like, and then there's other terrestrial ones that will grow slightly out of the water up to about 1/3 of their foliage, no problem at all. The last zone is zone 6, and these ones, I'll bring them to the camera. Actually, I'll bring one to the camera. I'll put these first ones in. They come in a convenient container, and these ones are floaters. So what they actually do is they sit on the surface of the water and create that beautiful display. As you can see, the water level is about there. So they actually float on the surface. And what these ones are, is they're an amazing plant. Tipping all that in, keeping these for another day. So this is essentially zone 6, and they're floating plants. You can see here we've got, essentially you've got the roots at the bottom, and then they float on the surface just like a water lily leaf. So essentially it's a piece of foliage. You can see where the nurseries cut it off, or the growers have cut it off, and they come in the little convenient packages. I think on here, yeah, so you've got the different ones. So 15 centimeters, 15 centimeters, 40 centimeters, and then 1 meter 20 for the other plants. This is sort of like really good for the for different size ponds. What we've got now is we've got a patio pond that's ready for the summer. We've got zone 1 bog plants, zone 2 marginals. We've got a deeper marginal, which is zone 3. We've got the water lily at zone 4. We've got the oxygenators at zone 5, multiple different varieties. One 18 centimeter pot is big enough for about a square meter of water. And then we've got a few floating plants. And this is essentially all I've got to do now is just top it up with more water. And I'm going to do that out of this pond. And essentially we'll show you at the end. My name's Mark, the Pond Advisor, and I'm here to support you dream, plan and enjoy ponds and water features. If you want a package, if you want plants, if you want to know where to get these from, put it in the comment section below, or email me, Mark with a K at anypond.com. So it's Mark with a K, Mark at anypond.com. And what I will do is I'll send you over a list of the plants in here. And also, if you put in your location, I will point you in the right direction, whether it's a retail facility, if you're local to Pond College or the Pond Advisor HQ, you can basically come and I'll give you a whole list. But send me a picture of your pond and I'll prescribe you the right amount of plants. And if you let me know where you are, I can actually tell you where to go and get them from. If you're in the trade and you want to buy a bigger quantity, then I buy all of these plants from Beaver Plants, and that's down in Surrey because I used to work there over 20 years ago. So if you want these quality plants, go over to Beaver. If you're looking to build the pond yourself or a DIY application, they're not going to deal with you because you need to buy thousands of pounds worth of plants. and I'll point you in the right direction so you can go to their outlets and basically make sure that you get the right plants for the right place. So my name's Mark, the Pond Advisor, and I'm here to support you dream, plan and enjoy ponds and water features. Till next time, see you in another video. And there we have it. Look at that amazing aquatic art in a fiberglass bowl.